I don't know, first of all, if we already addressed this or not tonight, because I had technical problems logging on. But this whole outrage about nobody's reducing the police. This is a rumor that got out of control. It was a suggestion. No one's defunding anything. This is just the opposition trying to, jump on the bandwagon to try to sow discord in town. This is bullshit. Okay, to use part of my language, the whole thing is bullshit. Okay?
I will agree with Eliana on that. Go ahead.
And the last item was an item that I was requested to bring up during the manager's report, since it wasn't technically on the agenda, was the motion that was a recommendation that came from the Budget Advisory Committee last week, related to their recommendation to cut the police department's budget between 15 and 20%, and to see the commission's direction on whether to proceed with that exercise or not. Thank you.
Is there a motion to act on that, Vice Mayor?
Yes, I motion not to proceed with that.
Is there a second?
I second that.
Okay, it's seconded by Nellie. Any discussion? Go ahead, Eliana.
I'd like to say something.
Well,
after Eliana.
Okay, so
again, I called on Eliana. You can go next, Nellie, and then Charles.
okay. I just want to clarify for the record that, first of all, I want to tell the Budget Committee that I am extremely grateful and appreciative that they volunteered to step into this bit of a mess and take a look at the numbers and the budget for the town. We appreciate what you're doing, and we do want all of your feedback. I do think that this town has gotten used to spending money like there's no tomorrow for the past decade. And all of our departments across the board need to take a good look at what they're doing and figure out if it's the best use of resources. At the budget meeting, there was, they brought up, looking at the numbers, they looked at it and said, we are out of line with what should be spent. And the truth is, we are out of line, but we like it that way, maybe. Maybe we like it that way. We don't care. And that's kind of, I think, the situation that the residents like right now. Because when you look at the national statistics about how many police officers you're supposed to have for residents, we are we are on the highest end possible. But the residents want it that way. But that means that we have to make cuts in other places, that we have to tighten our belts in other places, because all of the money that we get, 39% of it is going to this public safety. That's where 39% of our budget for the year that we're spending is going to that. And if that's something that the residents want, then we can continue with that. But that can't continue indefinitely if money's not coming in. Okay, so we don't know what's going to happen, and we need to make sure that we're being smart about it. So that means bringing in more officers sort of that are starting out and not having all the money being spent sort of top heavy. We want really fun, very energetic new people to come into the community, to walk the streets, to get to know the community and stay here forever. We don't want people, we don't want to wind up with a lot of higher.
Try to make it more concise, please.
So my point is that this whole, I don't know what it's called, uproar on Nextdoor or whatever, I don't even want to go into the details of how that got started, but it sort of took on a life of its own. The Budget Committee makes recommendations. Then we decide what we're doing with it. All we're doing is discussing these items. No one's doing something, or we're doing this, or we're doing that. So with any item, I need residents to understand we have many different committees for many different subjects. And that is not the be all. That does not mean that we've decided that we're doing something. And that's called healthy discussion and healthy debate.
Okay.
But to use
again, try to wrap it up, please.
To use this as an opportunity to undermine the community and to divide the community and to undermine the commission is not okay. We're all working to protect the town. We're all looking to protect your quality of life, to reduce the overdevelopment, to make our town friendlier, smaller, safer, a really nice place to live. And that's what we're all doing. So let's keep, an eye on that, because I saw people commenting that have never even come to a meeting. They've never even listened.
Oh my God.
Okay. Again, Eliana, enough. Thank you.
What do you mean enough? I'm trying to.
You're going on and on and on. Make your point, please. Hurry up.
It's a very important issue to the residents. So we understand. We've heard you loud and clear. There was never going to be any kind of defunding of the police. That is a national misuse of a term altogether. Asking each department to say, hey, where can we maybe make little bits and cuts, right? That's what we're asking people to do. We're not defunding anything.
All right, you said that now.
Can someone else talk?
You said that. Go ahead, Nellie.
Yes. What I wanted to say is I don't think that it's a good idea to cut the police. What I think should happen is maybe restructure. We have too many chiefs and not so many Indians. We need to have more of the bottom and less on the top. And I think having too many detectives, too many lieutenants, these are funds that we can repurpose for more police officers that are out in the street patrolling our town, taking care of the speeding on Harding and Collins, which is a big issue. Also, the speeding inside town. I mean, our town is a very small town with very narrow streets. And to have somebody coming down one of our streets at more than 20 to 25 miles an hour is just not acceptable. To have somebody going on Harding and Collins at more than 30 miles an hour is just not acceptable. I myself have been driving at 30 miles an hour on Collins, and I see people flying past me all the time, all the time. Same thing on Collins Avenue. I've seen people almost get hit by these cars and where are the police? I don't see the police giving out these tickets. I need to see the police out there every day giving out tickets to the speeders. And I think this is what this town needs. We need to have more police presence out in the street. Okay. And that's really where I think the money should be spent. Okay. And instead of thinking, well, Eliana spoke for 3 minutes. I haven't even got 1 minute.
I'm trying to get you don't have.
I understand, but I have my time too. Well, it's not fair that another commissioner gets 3 minutes and I don't.
Listen, stop talking for a half hour about what's fair. Just talk and finish, please.
Well, I always do. Once I get my point across, I stop talking. So bottom line is, I think that the most important thing is to have more police presence out there, more than even thinking of cutting the police. But thank you very much. I have to go.
Thank you. Who else wants to opine? Charles?
Thank you. So nobody wanted to defund the police, and that wasn't suggested. In the meantime, this is a very important and I think a good exercise that we're going through, because everyone's passionate about safety and everyone's passionate about the police and them having the tools and the resources that they need. That said, quality isn't essentially tied to dollars. And the first thing that I said when I came into office is I asked the town managers and leaders, what is our plan? What are our options for going forward under COVID, given that we are not sure about revenues coming in, and we're a town that has the luxury of having a budget that keeps us safe, and having a police force that has been recruited and is supported by the community through dollars and in every way. So the exercise I think was useful in this way. We see there's a reaction that when you bring it up, it's tough. It's a tough sell to even look at the budget. At a previous meeting, I'm not going to call it courageous, but I know that Chief Euro is a realist about things, and so I said, hey, maybe we could look at even 5% by just getting a different perspective on Commissioner Velasquez mentioned reorganization, but just different models for different things. It's also a challenging time to do that, right? We're facing COVID, everything, but it's a challenging time for everything, not knowing what's going forward. I would rather have more options on the table. So we know that everyone wants to protect their turf, and the police need what they need. But I'd like to just put like a good faith word forward that it's not defunding the police, to take a look at how we may need to do things a little bit differently if we face different financial situations going forward. And I'm proud to have that discussion. But I wasn't taken aback by the response, but I wasn't surprised by it. But we're here for you and your safety. That's our job. And you can trust us that you're in good hands. I hope at least.
Thank you, Charles. Vice Mayor.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I just want to take us back to the budget meeting that was just the commission budget meeting, where we all thanked our finance director and interim town manager, Jason, for being creative with the budget. He cut the budget. He saved us about $1 million on the budget. And I thought we were in a good place. So I appreciate the budget committee, but they're new at this. I think they need to take the proper amount of time to look at things we had this joint meeting that I didn't even know why we were meeting with them, but, you know, I was there. This was presented to us. And I think that, you know, it's very real. What the residents felt was very real. And we need to acknowledge that, and we need to do what's right for our residents.
Very good. Okay, there's a motion on the floor. Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Can you please read the motion again?
It's just not to proceed. Commissioner Salazar,
I am agreeing to not proceed, correct?
Yes.
correct.
Okay, yes, obviously that's what the right thing to do is
All
here.
right.
Commissioner Kessel,
Yes.
Commissioner Velasquez,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hall,
Yes.
Mayor Burkett,
Yes.
Mayor, the motion carries.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody.